one thing I'm curious about, because I tried to grow some weed before, and I got all the way to the end of it, but then you had to cure it. And dude, I don't know how to fucking cure it. In my I was looking up a video. They said do it in the closet, like hang it upside down and shit on hangers. You probably know what I'm talking about, but come
Yeah.
on, teach me a little bit here.
Yeah, well, you have your dry period and your cure period, and most people
Okay.
forget the dry period. So the dry period is when you hang it upside down, and some people will cure it that way, but I don't believe that that is curing. That is still drying. So your dry
Mm,
period, depending on the humidity in your room, the AC in your room, and then the air circulation in your room, you should dry between 7 and 11 days, right? So I usually like to
mm-hmm,
keep my humidity right around 55 or 60 the whole time. Sometimes the first day I'll drop it down to like 35, right? I get a dehumidifier
mm-hmm,
in there and I'll drop it down to like a 35% relative humidity just to pull some extra moisture out that first day. And then I'll cut it back up to 55, 60. And then I'll have my temperature in there around but honestly, as long as it's under 70 degrees, you're good. But I like to have mine around between 60 and 64 degrees if I can.
oh really?
Like super
Oh, just
cold.
to suck out more moisture.
Well, it just keeps it cold, keeps it really cold in there, and
Okay.
the trichomes get preserved in cold, so your product doesn't degrade as fast in cold weather, right? So
Mm,
it just takes care of it, make sure it takes care of your trichomes better, right? So you hang it upside
yeah.
down, and you want to do that for 7 to 11 days, depending on it. So once your stems start to snap, once the stems on the plant start to snap, that's when you start to know, okay, it's getting pretty close. Especially if they're teetering with the buds, and they snap off. That's about what you want. That's when you want to take it all down. I usually use scissors
Mm-hmm.
to take it down because again, we're gonna mitigate touching all the trichomes, exploding the trichomes, so we're gonna be able to preserve more of the product. So I take scissors, chop everything down, put it into glass. That's the best thing you could do. Put it into glass. Like if you can get glass
Like the
jars,
mason jars, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
glass mason jars. That's the best thing you do. Don't fill those more than 75%. I would say really don't fill more than 65, 70%. But don't fill more than
Because
that.
it'll mold, right?
Huh? Yeah, because they can mold out. Exactly. Well, the more
It can mold,
product
yeah.
in there, the less air circulation in there, and especially if there's still humidity or moisture in the plant, that moisture is going to come out as it sits inside of the jar, which is going to lead it to be able to mold, mildew, all
Mm-hmm.
those type of things as well. So that's what you want to do, and then you're going to want to burp it every day once you get it in there. So every day for the first 2 weeks, all you do is go into it, go open the jar, uh, let some air in there, close the jar, maybe shake it, not shake it hard, but like move the buds around in it so they're not just sitting on each other. Open it up again, just let that gas out, close it again, throw it into a dark area. And basically do that for the first 2 weeks. And then after that, it's smokable, really. But if you want it to be perfectly cured, give it 30 days before you start smoking. And then when you bust that bad boy open, you're going to know.
Okay. So wait, the burping period is for like a couple weeks or something like that, and then you let it sit for 30 days?
Yeah, so burp. Yeah, you still want to burp it at least once a week, though. After the
Oh,
first
once
two
a week.
weeks, yeah, still burp it once a
Okay.
week after the first 2 weeks, even twice. But for the first week, you want to burp it or the first 2 weeks, you want to burp it every day.